And we are talking about what makes you or what makes a
Anyone.
Tito or a Tita or anyone, right? So let's start with Facebook. I got some responses here. Let's read off a couple.
Facebook makes you a Tito, yeah.
Does it?
I thought that's what you were making.
Friendster makes you a Tito.
Yes.
Or MySpace. Oh, God, I don't want to remember MySpace. Romualdo says, what makes you a Tito or a Tita for me, or for the most part, are built to look at a millennial and say, mas okay talaga yung panahon natin.
True.
You hear that a lot.
I hear that. I hear that from myself a lot. Sometimes I turn and I go, "Who is that?" Oh, it was me. Sorry, forgot. Yeah, but I'm very conscious of that. I'm always trying to remind myself when I say those verses, like, back in my day. If I begin a sentence like that, I tell anyone around me, just stop me. I just don't want to begin a sentence like that.
I'm getting to that point. I find myself getting to that point na back in the day it was much better in the 90s or early 2000s.
Sabagay, yeah.
It'll always be like that.
Yeah.
Every generation.
Every generation. And it doesn't necessarily mean that, this generation's worse or better. Or, it's just what we're used to.
How it is.
Yeah, we're creatures of habit. It's how it was. And, we'll always remember our prime, right? So our prime will always be the most, I guess they always say that you can tell the best years of a man because he's stuck in that fashion sense. That's usually where he spent his best years.
Tama.
And so that's usually what you carry you through into the late part. So we've been discussing about why do you consider yourself a Tito? At what point do you start calling yourself one? I think you can pretty much start with if you have a nephew or a niece. Or even a kid. I mean, if you have a kid, you've entered the beginning of Titohood.
Wait, is that your baseline?
Yes, because that's when you officially become like, okay, there's another generation underneath you. That's really officially for me what makes it. Now, you don't embrace it until they start.
Yeah.
For me, I can at least speak when my kids' friends started calling me Tito, and they were but they were as big as me, like they're tall, they're adults already, and they're like Tito.
That's my baseline.
Yeah, I find that somebody has to call you Tito.
Yeah, somebody
has to say, "Hey, hi, Tito." Oh, what?
Yeah.
I think well for me, from my personal experience, I considered myself to be a Tito. Not considered, but I've accepted that I'm already a Tito when my daughter hit high school.
Oh.
And I would go to the PTA meetings, parent-teacher association meetings, and
that's deep in already.
Yeah, and the kids would come up to me, "Hi, Tito," and I'm like, "Ampasin ko ba o nandito tayo sa school? I can't hit the kids." So I think it came to the point that I just got used to it already.
Yeah.
And if they stopped calling me Tito, I'd worry, and ayun, I think when your kid gets into high school,
start calling you
kasi
bro.
grade school, exactly.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Think about it. They call you bro.
Bro.
Would that feel bad?
You're right, bro.
Yo, what's up? Yeah, you'd be
Bro
like,
ka dyan.
yeah.
You better recognize.
Yeah, I'd be like, bro ka dyan. It's Tito bro to you.
Ako, when I started enjoying Scotch, that was my ultimate signal. Kasi before, diba, there was a time, I'm sure marami sa inyo, yung hard drinks, medyo parang pinipilit lang natin. Parang, sige, masarap. Or pilitin ka ng tatay mo, sige, masarap yan, okay lang yan. But once you start really enjoying hard liquor, like
you actually appreciate. You stop wincing.
Yeah, when you start
yeah.
Pag meron na kasamang
And you stop mixing it with
parang
cola
straight
or
lang
anything.
on the rocks. That's when I said, Tito na ako.
And also, I mean, like here, we tend to, I think, accelerate it a bit more than Western countries, because in Western countries, you don't tend to call, you don't call people who are not your direct blood uncle, right? They're usually very, I know about that. Here, just any of your dad's friends and your mom's
Tito.
friends, Tito and Tita, right? And it helps when you're in a big gathering and you have to, you forget everyone's name, says, hi, Tito, hi, Tita. And then...
That's your escape kasi.
Yeah. And at what point do you stop the kissing?
Huh?
When you go around the table. At what point? When's that officially stopped?
Oh my gosh, that's such a good question.
Yeah,
I don't
because
remember.
Wait.
Well, okay,
Like when you see
you're hanging
relatives.
out, you're with your friends, and you're 10 or 15 of your friends, right? And well, your kids are very young, but when your kids come in and they say, like they walk in, right? Hi, Dad, whatever. And you're like, oh, hi. Well, say hello to everybody.
And then you go around.
And then they have to go around. So,
Yeah.
what age do you say you don't have to kiss anymore?
I think it's different for each family because I haven't stopped. I'm still doing it until now. When I do the rounds, I kiss every tita and tito. Beso, ganun.
Actually, yeah.
I think it's a Pinoy thing. It might be. A
It is.
Pinoy thing.
It's well. It's. I'm sure
either,
other cultures
the
do it,
mano,
but yeah.
either the mano,
Yeah.
or the beso.
Actually, me more on mano and beso. Yeah,
yeah.
same thing. Yeah, you're right. I haven't just like you. I haven't stopped either, because I still do that. And my dad always praises me on this because no matter where we are, I would whenever I see my dad or I see my mom, mamano po ako. No matter, even if it's in the middle of like let's say a crowded room, I'll still do that. Because
To your parents?
not even to my parents, even to my grandparents or whoever.
Okay.
My elders.
I still actually beso my dad even in public.
Oh. Okay.
That's nga parang
Yeah, well, that's.
parang when we were growing up, he was dreading the day when I would stop doing that. And that kind of
that's
stuck.
why.
I know, parang for habit na rin, but still it's my way of saying, well, okay, parang, you're my dad. I can kiss you on the cheek. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Nothing's wrong with that.
There's only a brief time when it gets awkward. I guess there's some parts of the teens and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
After a while.
Tama,
Yeah. You just go through awkward phases. But I mean, how I did it with my kids, you just play it by ear. When I started seeing, because every kid's different, right? Some like Brian's happily going through. It's like, Brian, tama na, stop, tama na the kissing. Brian, it's been 10 minutes now. Stop it. You're still on the same Tita. But with my kids, as soon as I noticed that they were getting uncomfortable, or you had that dreaded look, like their face stretched down, like parang it became as long as Ed. So when they're like, kiss everybody, and you see that horror in their eyes, and then you're like, I was just kidding.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So just play it by ear.
Yeah.
Don't torture them. Okay, so let's throw another question out there. A couple more to think about, or just one more to think about while we're on a break. What do you think are those defining characteristics? We kind of covered that, right?
Yeah, sort of, yeah.
Okay, let's try this one. Lately, there have been movies and series portraying a Tita as the love interest. Would you say that a Tita is more attractive than a younger woman? I mean, if we're talking about Alex Dixon, yes. But, yeah, of course. I think it's fair to say.
Mic drop.
Grabe yung name drop, tsaka mic drop.
Exactly.
know, right?
Pop that, guys.
Forget
She's
it.
50.
Is she?
She's 50. The big 5. Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Even my goodness.
That's all I can say. Wow.
Well, sorry, but I even saw a recent picture of Ina Raimundo, and I was
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I saw
yeah,
that too.
she's
I was like,
back on very...
Ina, Sunshine, also.
Even Lucy Gomez.
Oh yeah, Lucy. Thomas,
Yeah. Who else are in that category? That's really. Who was it? There are many. There are quite a lot. Definitely, but you're asking the wrong people because we're titos. So,
I know,
So
right?
yes, some of them are younger than me, and I'm like,
oh, hindi naman.
yeah. Well, no, because I'm not 50 yet, but 40s. Yeah. Okay. Well, I was a little bit older.
That's man. Hindi naman, no, okay. I mean, some men are attracted to the cougar kind of thing, but
Yeah.
I can't really say that they're, if Tita levels, I can't say that they're cougars. I'm sorry, I can't. I just can't look at them that way. But maybe because we're on the same, we're all
Yeah,
the same
maybe
age. But
maybe if you were 20 years older or something like that.
Yeah,
sabagay, yeah. Well, in any case. Oh, by the way, we do have another response from a listener. This one also on Facebook. Jay says, I don't know if this makes me a tito. I can't follow on the terms today like ghosting, my day, benching, my TED talk, and so on. And also all of the new acronyms like YOLO, ROTFL, LMAO, IMHO. What is IMHO?
In my honest opinion.
Oh my goodness. And especially
See?
LOL, when I thought of it as a short term for ulul or silly.
Pwede.
It's funny because we were just talking about this off the air.
Yeah.
Like the term that they use right now, like woke.
Woke. Yeah.
I mean, what's the deal with that, and where does this come from?
I don't know.
I think
You
it,
should
can,
ask them.
woke comes for. I understand it comes from the U.S. where they've gotten so
It's a movement.
political. Yeah, it's a movement, or it's a state of mind where you are so aware and awakened by all the situations. So you're sensitive to everything. It started off as a good idea or a good thing. It was a compliment. I guess you're woke. You understood the trials and tribulations of all the minorities and stuff like that. And then, like anything, it just gets taken too far. And now it's a very negative connotation when you say woke in the U.S. I don't know about here so much. I don't think we're woke enough to know that. But in the U.S., it's not necessarily a good thing anymore. It means that you're a little. It tends to connote that you're a bit more just.
You're too much.
Too much.
Yeah.
Too much.
Damn, man, that was lit.
Lit AF, man. Yeah.
Stop it, guys.
Oh my
Getting
god.
embarrassed.
Man-made.